Ladies and gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader, July 1st, 8:45 a.m., CKB on the daily, baby. Wow, things are looking juicy right now. But before we get any further in this video, it's going to be a little bit different of a video. I'm going to answer a question that I always get asked in the comments section below, and that is, do I offer any courses or anything like that people can take to help learn my trading style? And the answer is no, I do not offer that. The short answer is also double-edged sword, so you can watch along on these YouTube videos, and I'm not hiding anything, folks. You can see that I trade with Heiken Ashi candles, stochastics, RSI. I've got the KST going. I don't really bring this up much. That is a momentum, tracker, and we'll actually talk about that in just 1 second. So the reason why I don't offer these classes is really when you start talking about unique trading styles, I think that everyone's experience will dictate what works for them and what does not. I have been trading my whole life, and for me, it started off at a very young age. I will say probably before I was 10 years old, I was exposed to traders, live trading. For example, I can remember going on family vacations. My uncle would show up, and what would he do? The first thing he would do, set up a satellite dish so he can get a cell signal. And this is back in the day, back when we had dial-up, folks. So I can remember the days where you had to phone in a trade and you wouldn't know if it got executed at the beginning, end of the day, on the spot. In addition to that, I can remember being exposed, having access to oil traders literally around me through my parents, friends and family, and they were all millionaire oil traders. And here's the thing that I've learned from them is that they would trust their gut. And getting back to the point where I was saying, where my uncle would set up a satellite dish in his phone, he would trade oil without access to a computer screen, but he would monitor the weather on a nationwide scale, and he had some formula that he derived that he would phone in trades, etc., etc. And he did this for a very long time and made a lot of money. So with that said, learning to trust your gut based off your experience is probably the #1 recommendation I could give over trying to come up with some course to have someone be successful with by using it. I will say this too, in addition to trusting your gut, and this is what's most important, I think, right next to that, and that is the fact that you need to train yourself to become a strong, forward-thinking person, and this required skill, I feel it's a required skill, especially in trading, because what are we using indicators for? We are using indicators to try to project what the future price is going to be. So having strong forward-thinking skills is definitely something that is earned through practice, and it might come easier to some people than others. I've been working on this through stock trading, through business, through every single thing I do. I'm always trying to forward think. A impacts B, which impacts C, which impacts D. What are the consequences of every action? And so, folks, I think that you need to really hone in on patterns, detecting patterns. You need to hone in on indicators that work for you. For me, I keep it pretty simple. I will throw up Ichimoku Cloud trading on days I am having a tough time. In addition, I will use the 50 moving average, the 200 moving average, and Heiken Ashi candles. I could trade just like this all day long without the RSI, without the stochastics. This is just a nice visual for me to see where things are at. I don't need any indicator to tell me that we've been squeezing for the last 2 weeks. So we can see it's evident here, evident here, evident here. Folks, this is just something that you need to learn, and it takes a lot of patience. In some cases, it takes a lot of money. Some people go to college. Some people play the stock market and spend their college tuition there. And that is their college learning from their mistakes and what works and what doesn't. Of course, this can all be mitigated now with paper trading. I guess it always has been. You've always been able to mitigate it through paper trading, which is something that I highly recommend. Absolutely. Paper trading is the best, even if it takes you a year or two to get things down. You're going to get really frustrated if you start losing cold hard cash. You might as well stick that cash into a nice trading setup that will benefit you once you've got your skills honed in. So I hope that helps answer that question, folks. If you guys ever have any questions, the comment section is always going to be the easiest way to reach me. So let's get on with CKB, because folks, it's 6 minutes 45 seconds long right now. The other day I was talking about how we are seeing CKB in this Elliott wave theory formation, and this is a true formation, I do suspect. And I do think that we are seeing ABCD play out. So with that said, I mean, the squeeze is on. There's no doubt about it. Whether we go D or E on Elliott wave theory is anyone's guess. But, we are definitely getting ready for something to happen here soon. And I'm hoping we see a retest of this 200 moving average. And I've said that in the recent past before. Let's go ahead and throw up some Fibonacci time zones. And this might take a little bit, but we're just going to throw this on a 4-hour chart as well, because I'm more interested in kind of narrowing down the time frame that we might see something happen here. We'll start off from this point here. And so I think, bear with me 1 second, we can already see the spinning top forming here. I just want to make sure that I've got these lines narrowed in. Okay, I like that placement. Okay, I like that placement too. And now we have to go back in hindsight and look and see where these Fibonacci time zones kind of landed. So right here, they really no good signal. I mean, there was a slight reversal here. Same with right here. Almost wondering, yeah. So we can definitely see right here was an accurate prediction. We had a drop off happen here, and then around this Fibonacci time zone, we saw the coin start to take off. So, June 2nd, that was an accurate prediction in my opinion. July 1st, which is today, I think there is a good chance we will see CKB start moving in a dramatic direction, possibly today. We might not know it until a few days down the line, but it could be the start or end of a pivot point. I'm hoping the way this is kind of moving, man, I mean, for the last couple of days, this has got me kind of thinking that this could be some sort of an ending diagonal formation. And for those of you that are not familiar with ending diagonals, it's not usually a good thing. And we can already see some consequences of this little pattern here. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to being a forward thinker. We are trying to detect trends based off common patterns here, and you will see this ending diagonal on a very small scale. Now, I want to just skip over to Bitcoin. We're coming right back to CKB, but I want to show you what an ending diagonal does on a longer term chart. We can see Bitcoin, and I can remember saying back in February, March, hey everyone, we've got a large ending diagonal that's happening. The sentiment that a lot of YouTubers, big popular channels were putting out was that, oh, we're just going to go blowing right through this ending diagonal. It's a bull market. And that leads me to believe that they do not have, they are, I guess I should say, I have some consternation over that type of thinking when you have platforms like that. And we can see the beans spilled from there. Back to CKB. So here we are, we're on the charts. We've got possibly an ending diagonal on our hands. Usually these ending diagonals, you won't see them squeeze all the way out to the end, like out to here. You will see these things break like almost halfway. So the fact that there is a time sequence indication today, sometime probably this afternoon to 11 p.m. Central Time, we will see two things happen here. We will see CKB start making an upward move, or we will see CKB fall out of this channel. And in the previous, I think it was in the last video or two I did, what did I say? I said, beware, we might be in for a corrective wave here to happen. And whether or not we stop at this support line here, somewhere in this area, is anyone's guess. So really, folks, we have to wait and see what happens with this ending diagonal before we can make any moves. And if we do get a bounce in an upward direction, I think that would be a good setup or a time to attempt the 200 moving average, because that would mean we have broken through this 50 moving average. So we may rally here, we may not. This video is getting a little longer than I wanted it to be, but I hope you found it fruitful. I hope that answers some questions. And in addition, I want to just throw up this KST indicator. And I use this indicator a lot off the screen. It's kind of more of like a momentum indicator. And what I'm looking for, in short, is to see, oops, bear with me 1 second here. I am looking to see what's called the signal line, which I have made black, and the KST line, which is green. And so what I'm doing is I'm looking for this crossover. So when we see this signal line come up and over this KST line, and this is called the KST line, we can definitely see that a drop might be in the mix. And so we see this here happening right at this ending diagonal. And folks, I think we could be gearing up for another drop. To be frank with you, that is my honest opinion. I think that we will see CKB quite possibly drop here. So that's all I got for you today. It was a longer video. Smash that like button, please, folks. If you watch this video or any of my videos and you think it's beneficial to the ecosystem of CKB, TA as a whole on YouTube, smash that like button. Subscribe, please. I would love to hear from you. All the new subscribers, drop a comment where you're from, what your thoughts are on CKB, the current market, things like that. It's a great place to get some dialogue going. So I hope everyone has a happy 4th of July here in the United States. I'm so happy to be in one of the freest countries on earth. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. If you do not talk to me, if I do not talk to you, I'm thinking, folks, I'll drop another video tomorrow at some point. Peace.